do a little bit of the Cuban motion that we were talking about in class and how to use our body to let our body go first, like we've been doing. So a couple of the exercises that we were doing, just rib cage isolations first, just to kind of find where the ribs are at. You can take the arms out to the side so you can see that we're not moving it this way, but rather we're moving it side to side. And we were kind of explaining it as if you're reaching for something, but we haven't moved our feet yet. So reaching something with the body, that's just to kind of find where the ribs are. So what we're going to do now is let the ribs just start moving forward and back slightly. So forward meaning, this would be straight forward and back. Forward, diagonal. So it's not just to the side, but it's going in a forward and side type of motion. So side with just the ribs, reaching, just kind of getting a feel for what that feels like. And again, we were using our elbows to just give a guide to see, so we're not doing this type of action rather, but this type of action. So now we're going to incorporate it where we move the ribs and our body. So we're talking about how we don't just use Cuban motion in our hips, but it's the hips are a reaction from our body. So we're going to take ribs, and we were using this so you can kind of see the difference. Ribs go first, then my hip will transfer underneath, and then it will rotate back. So then this side is ready to go. So it will go rib cage, then I'll bring the hips underneath my ribs and rotate back. So if I go rib cage and I bring my hips past, that's too much. So I just want to pass my ribs, my hips past. I want to bring them just underneath and then rotate around that. So again, it's rib, hip goes under, rotate around that. And the more, as you get more flexible and you get more movement, that's when it starts to look nice and full. So rib cage, hip underneath, rotate back. Remember, we're not going to go past, that's too much, it's broken, so we're going to keep it right underneath. So again, rib, hip, rotate. Rib, hip, rotate. And this is just when we're dancing this in like Cuban rock, like we're doing. Ribs, rotate. Rib, leg, rotate. Rib, rotate. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, meaning the steps. We also talked about when you go forward and back. Body's going to go first when I go forward. I don't walk when I go forward. I don't walk feet first. When I go forward, I let my body start to go. Then the foot will react to what my body's doing. So when I'm going forward and side, body will go first. Body first, then foot will place. When I go side, same thing. Body goes first, then foot, then comes underneath. The difference going backwards is that my foot's going to go first. So I'll do it from the side so you can see. I don't lead with my body first, or I'll be falling back. So when I go back, just like when I walk, I let my foot go first. So when I do this through dancing, same thing. Foot first, so my foot will extend, then my body goes underneath, and then I rotate it for the next foot. So foot, rib cage, hip comes underneath, and then I rotate it back. So it'll be the same. So if I demonstrate that through a box, rib cage first, then foot, rib cage, then foot, rib cage, then foot. Foot, then rib, body. It actually just goes back. I said that backwards. Foot, hip, body. And I'm going back to the side, so it'll be body, then foot, and body, then foot. Body, then foot. Body, then foot. Body, foot, then body. Body, then foot.